Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming live on the Region Sports Network. We come to you today from Lake Central High School as our high school softball coverage begins with the Munster Mustangs taking on the Lake Central Indians. Michael Brenner here on site at Lake Central today. When you walk the grounds here at Lake Central, you run into Lake Central royalty, and I am pleased to be joined by Leslie Iwema as I get the most sarcastic eye roll I can possibly get. But Leslie, first off, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me up here. I'm excited to be up here.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Should be a really good softball game today. You got two quality teams getting ready to do battle here on the softball diamond. The coaches are at home plate right now with our officials for today and running out those lineups, and both coaches are looking, going, dang it, we got to go against this pitcher today. You got two studs in the circle today for Munster Mustangs. You got Allie Compton, and then for Lake Central, you've got Maddie Such. It is going to be a heck of a ball game. Offense is going to be almost impossible if I were to predict this game out.
Both pitchers are great. I mean, if they're hitting their spots and follow the game plan, it may not be much offensive production tonight. I mean, it's going to be exciting to see. This is Lake Central's first game of the season, and this is, as you already know, Munster's 9th game of the season.
Yes.
So I'm interested and excited to see how our kids stack up against the live pitching. I know Lake Central has been working really hard in 3 full weeks of practice getting ready, but nothing compares to first game jitters, stepping out here on the diamond, representing Lake Central at this historic field. So I'm really excited to see how we are going to respond to the rivalry, respond to first game jitters, how we're going to play tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for Lake Central, and have you ever experienced anything close to, I mean, I've definitely called games where for some teams it's their first game of the year, and then for the other team they've played maybe 1, 2, 3 games max. Munster's already played 8. They went down in a tournament in Tennessee, the Southern Warrior Classic. They went 6-0, and then already had a couple of games up here in Northwest Indiana as well. 7-1 record already on the year. That's a lot of extra at-bats to go up against a team that's playing their first game. Have you ever experienced anything like that before?
No. I mean, in the past, we would face Munster and Penn, and then those teams would go on their respective road trips and get those 6 games under their belt, and we would seem to always open up against Munster. I've been a teacher at Lake Central, and I feel like I've never left this place. I really never did. I can't remember a time that we haven't played over spring break.
Yeah, it's just kind of a weird quirk in the schedule, a weird opportunity for Munster to have those advantages. You know, we talked about Allie Compton. You know, she broke the school record last year for home runs. She had 15 home runs last year, which was 3rd best in the state of Indiana, and already through these 8 games has 6 home runs. So we'll see how that plays a factor in this one today and throughout the season. We're always rooting on our star region athletes to be successful, but you know, when the two teams battle, especially this rivalry in general, Munster, Lake Central, this is one where there's no love lost between these two schools when it comes to any sport between these two teams.
No, absolutely. Allie's a heck of a hitter, and I'm excited to see how she does today. Excited to see how our hitters are going to do, and you're exactly right. The Munster-Lake Central rivalry is...
It hits a little different. It hits a little different.
Yes, it does.
The stakes are a lot higher in that respect. Well, they are introducing the starting lineup for the Munster Mustangs. Leading things off is the freshman center fielder, Mia Almagar, followed by Carolyn Wendlinger, the sophomore catcher. Also a sophomore, Allie Compton, the pitcher today. At shortstop, and batting in the cleanup spot, the senior CC Mason. She's hitting .333 through these first 8 games. Followed by the third baseman, sophomore Kaylee O'Connell. And then rounding out the middle of the lineup, you've got Morgan Kindy, the first baseman senior. And then the bottom of the lineup, the 7-8-9 hitters, your sophomore Irene Torres out in right. And then the senior Maddie Marlowe at second base with the senior Melania Munoz out in left field. So that's how they toe the line there for the Munster Mustangs. And we'll take a look at Lake Central here, their starting lineup. We'll see them a little bit later in the bottom of the first inning. Leading off will be Kate Renshin, the third baseman, senior on this Lake Central team. Then the junior second baseman, Michaela Van Vossen. In the 3 hole, you got the right fielder, number 27, the senior Jesse Del Toro, followed by the junior center fielder Lexi Iwema. In the 5th spot, the senior Taylor Schaefer, the shortstop, followed by the junior first baseman Tegan Tripp. And rounding out the lineup, the senior Izzy Kalinsky at the catcher position, followed by the pitcher today, Maddie Such, also a sophomore. So not only for these two sophomores, as Maura Folly is rounding out this Lake Central lineup, the left fielder, the senior for Lake Central, but the two pitchers today, both sophomores, two of the very best in Northwest Indiana. There is no question.
Yeah, absolutely not. This will be one heck of a matchup with two sophomore pitchers, and I can't wait for this to get started.
So they are all looking to see where the American flag is. They all need to turn to their left or behind them, our right. And we're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll bring you the first pitch and then more starting lineups on the other side of this break. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
And we welcome you back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. And we've already done this. I didn't read through our binder as thoroughly as I should have, but it's time to introduce the starting pitchers for today's game. That means we turn to the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers for today, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. Any relief pitchers will be introduced as well. For the home team, as we've mentioned, it'll be Maddie Such in the circle for Lake Central today. Last year in 21 appearances went 15-1 with a 1.31 ERA. The impressive thing, just shy of 150 strikeouts, walking 25. I did a quick calculation using the old Google machine, Leslie, and pretty good for a 6-to-1 ratio, strikeout to walk ratio. So it was just a little bit shy of that 6, but we'll take it.
That's a great stat line right there, that as a pitcher, former pitcher myself a long time ago when the ball was white, that's a great stat line. So we know that she's going to be, hopefully, don't want to jinx the kid, but hopefully she'll be throwing a lot of strikes tonight and pounding the zone, make sure that she is attacking the zone and attacking those hitters. Now,
the fact that as a freshman she's gone through kind of this gauntlet of a varsity team's schedule, I would imagine that that's going to help her out for this season and the years to come. Obviously, we're going to see her for a number of years to be able to pitch here at the high school level. What kind of anxiety and emotions is she feeling for this one here right now?
Well, those freshman jitters, and being a freshman, you are going to feel a lot of pressure of having to come in and prove yourself. As a sophomore, she's pretty seasoned, and she's been a seasoned pitcher. She plays top-level club, and she faces the top hitters in the country. So as a sophomore now, I have the confidence that she's going to go out there and look like a seasoned veteran this year.
Well, last year in this matchup to open up the season, she went 5 innings, only giving up an earned run off of 3 hits, walking 1, striking out 7. So not a bad day in the circle. We'll give you that starting pitcher for Munster on the other side of the ledger. But Mia Almagar will lead things off for the Mustangs. First pitch in there for a called strike. Mia already 5 games to her credit this year. Does have a double and has driven in 1. But she's looking to get on base here and just kind of disrupt the timing of everything for Lake Central. This one fouled back. So quickly 0-2 here to Almagar. She'll play center field today. Only a freshman in this lineup. So you talk about those freshman jitters that come in. Talk about playing an opponent like Central and then having to be the leadoff hitter as a freshman. Facing one of the top pitchers in the state.
It's impressive her going in there and trying to see what she can manufacture, make happen up there.
I feel like the entire infield was thinking that maybe they were going to get that call there on the outside corner, just a little off the plate, but it's a good setup pitch for later on in the future at bats.
Absolutely.
As such, delivers the 1-2. This one fouled back to the screen as well. And we do have the windows closed here. I usually advocate for the windows open, but I know I'm going to lose that battle here in this press box today.
It's a cold one out there that I'm not upset that I'm in here today. That is for sure.
We'll give you our first pitch forecast here in just a moment. As we see another 1-2. This
nice
one
change up there.
Yep, fouled off to the right and out of play.
Almagar doing a nice job hanging in there, fighting off those two pitches. Let's see what that setup with that changeup, what she's going to go to now.
Now, one thing that's majorly different, and I call a lot more baseball than I do softball. One thing that's majorly different, like pitch count isn't as much of a factor in softball as it would be baseball.
No, not really. I mean, we still want to be careful that we don't overdo the amount of pitches. That's
strike three on the outside part of the plate.
But to reference that, I mean, there is the misconception that pitchers can just pitch and pitch and pitch, but it's not the same tax on as a baseball pitcher.
On the elbow, at least.
On the elbow, at least.
Yeah.
On the whole body, on the arm, we always want to make sure that there's good arm care. And with it being cold, you want to make sure that she's staying warm as well. So
she's checking her scouting report. Swing and a miss by Wendlinger. He's batting .429 here early on in the season. Our first pitch forecast brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. It is a balmy 49 degrees outside. Cloudy skies, definitely overcast here at Lake Central.
Which I'm sure the
Sorry, St. John is 48 degrees.
48
I apologize, as that one is fouled away. The feel-like temperature, though, this is what I usually this is where I fix my barometer, feels just under 40 degrees here at first pitch. So, yeah, when I asked if you wanted to come and join me, I don't think the word yes came out fast enough.
Yeah, there's many times I wonder why I live here still in Indiana. It's so
Fair
cold
enough.
all the time. But
because region sports is the best.
It is.
Such delivers this one here. This one elevated out in the air towards left, angling to get
foul.
out of play, and will be out of play.
I know the outfielders aren't too upset that it would be overcast for the fact that the sun can be quite brutal out here, but although I know for the outfielders when it's windy, the sun isn't going to make the ball move, the wind is.
Correct. Now, I would imagine for softball, it's a lot easier to see those pop-ups on a day like this. For baseball, a little bit harder.
A little bit harder, yes, absolutely.
So 0-2 to Wenglinger here. Yeah, she will be the catcher today for the Mustangs in the 2 spot here. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
All right, she's working with 2 strikeouts here in the inning. That's impressive already.
Again, that first pitch forecast was brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. This will bring up Allie Compton. We've mentioned her, the sophomore pitcher, batting in the 3-hole today. And Maddie tilts and fires. A little check swing there. They're going to appeal down. They say she did not swing. Okay.
I would have wanted that as the pitcher and the Lake Central coach, but personally I thought
First
she
base
went,
up?
but what do I know?
I see we got a bad angle of it back here. You're going to learn if you do more games with me in the future. I have some pet peeves when it comes to baseball and softball. I hate when an umpire is standing at second base at this level and they appeal down to second base for a check swing.
Yes,
that
agreed.
umpire is not going to have any better of an angle as the home plate umpire.
No, you're asking the wrong guy. Yes, I agree.
Thanks for attending my TED Talk.
I get to listen to my husband say that every single time. You're asking the wrong guy.
Here's the 1-1. That one misses for ball number 2.
He indicated that was a little too high.
And Alec Compton, we mentioned how 15 home runs last year broke the school record. 6 home runs early on in the campaign.
Surprised to see our outfield is not as deep. challenging her
That
right
one
away.
on the inside part of the plate for the strike, so evens the count at 2 with 2 away. So by having so you're saying the fielders are back farther than you would have?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you see right field is pretty shallow. I think they're expecting her to pull the ball possibly, maybe.
So they're respecting that power
They're
that she has.
respecting the power, yep.
And the 2-2 delivery. This one fouled back. This will get behind us.
Right on that one.
I'm already impressed. That one came back just over us, and you didn't duck under the table like some of my other previous partners have done.
Well, I'm doubly protected here, right? With
That's
the
right.
fence
We got the fence. Yep.
Yeah.
And one thing in the broadcasting field, you always protect the equipment before yourself.
All right,
That's
speak
what
for
I've
yourself.
learned. This one
fought that
fouled
one
back
off.
in a little piece of that one. This will be a fun battle to watch. This is just the start of their sophomore seasons. We'll still have, obviously, the whole season to watch these two do their thing, and then 2 more years after that.
Yep, and seeing if we face each other in the sectional as well.
Did last year.
Yep.
It went Lake Central's way. Munster looking to upset things there a little bit. That one
3
right down the
strikeouts.
pipe for called strike 3, and that'll be a retiring of the side, a striking out the side, Maddie Such. We go to the bottom of the first. Lake Central coming up. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man.
Crown Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Don't forget to visit regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, and Instagram for this week's Powering Indiana Peak Performers, presented by NECA IBEW, Powering Indiana of Lake County. And we mentioned the Enigenberg Exteriors pitching for Munster. We've already mentioned this before, but Allie Compton is your pitcher today for the Munster Mustangs. Already here on the year, 6 appearances, 4-1 with a 2.50 ERA, 28 innings of work, 32 strikeouts already. First pitch into Kate Wrenchin, who leads things off for Lake Central. Kate Wrenchin, Michaela Van Vossen, Jesse Del Toro at the top of the lineup. The scheduled hitters here in the first: Lexi Iwema, Taylor Schaefer, and Tegan Tripp. In the middle of that lineup, Izzy Kalinsky, Maddie Such, and Maura Folly, as the number 9 hitter. This one lined into left, and it's caught out in left by Munoz.
She did a nice job keeping her hands back on the changeup, just unfortunately right at the left fielder.
Munoz, Almagar, and Torres from left to right in the outfield for the Mustangs. O'Connell and Mason on the left side of the infield, and then Marlowe and Kindy on the right side, and Wendlinger behind the dish for Compton as Michaela Van Vossen steps in. She patrols second base. That pitch on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. A fun dynamic for this pitcher-catcher combo here for Munster. Wendlinger and Compton have known each other and been friends since, and at least have been in classes together since their kindergarten year of school. Not too often you get to see kids that have a bond of any kind for that long of time at such an early age.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a pretty cool combination with your battery. Knowing each other, probably feel like they can read each other's thoughts at times, and there's nothing better for a pitcher to know that your catcher's your friend back there and is going to be backing you up, doing whatever it takes to help get you the calls and support you and be putting your body on the line to block the ball and doing everything she can for her back behind the plate.
Yeah, they're in the same class from kindergarten through 5th grade over at Eads Elementary. Not too bad.
No, not at all.
Count is 2-2 against Van Vossen right now. Thanks to Gina Compagna for compiling that little stat for us. She got a few more nuggets that she handed me about the Munster Mustangs, as that one comes in just a little high and tight on Van Vossen.
This first pitch we've seen kind of come inside. Looks like Compton has been peppering more on the outside part of the plate on our Lake Central hitters tonight. Looks like she's setting up again outside.
And Van Vossen will take the base on balls. First base runner of the evening. And this will bring up Jesse Del Toro, right fielder for the Indians. In 30 games last year, hit .366, had 13 extra base hits, driving in 18. And you have to keep an eye on Van Vossen over there at first base, 26 stolen bases on the year.
I think she'll go on the first pitch, see if we...
There she goes. This one lined foul. Now, I'm just going to say, I know you're going to disagree in this particular situation, but I'm just going to say this now. If the ball caroms off of any part of the cage and somebody catches it off the carom, I think it should be an out.
That would be banana ball.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Or how about if your people in the stands catch it from the opposing team, then that would be an out. That would make things quite interesting.
That would make things very interesting.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
I mean, there's a lot of things we could throw in. Like if they catch it, they get to determine what play happens. Like, oh yeah, that was a home run. Like, can you imagine that? That'd be kind of be entertaining.
Well, Lake Central hits a foul ball, a Munster person catches it. They're gonna, of course, up she goes.
As Van Vossen scoots down to second base for her first stolen base of the year.
That Munster would want to catch it, and then we have Lake Central fans trying to knock it out of their hands, because if Munster catches it, it's an out. They're like an extended fielder.
You know what? I think this can get very interesting, and I think the stands will have to get swinging through this one. Del Toro makes the count 2-2. I think they're gonna have to make the bleachers like nobody can sit next to each other. Like this section here in front of us,
right.
They're gonna have to. Okay, this side is for these fans. This side is for these fans.
I think it would make things quite interesting. What
happens if you have a neutral fan? What happens?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead.
Who's got the highest pay? They're going to check down to that base umpire down there. No check swing. There you go. See my first piece.
I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't going to say it.
I'll say it. I mean, I understand why they have to. I get that, and I respect that.
Well, that's why it's nice when you have the three-man crew.
Correct.
All right, full count.
This one on a bounce to the shortstop. Mason trying for third. The ball is loose. And they're going to say safe over for Van Vossen, as Van Vossen looking to kind of get a little bit of a bag.
Maybe swipe second base too.
Swipe second base for Del Toro, as they're watching Van Vossen over there trying to not steal home. So we'll count that as a stolen base, yes?
Would
that count as a stolen base?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. We're going to give her this. We're going to give her the single, though.
A single and advances to second on defensive indifference.
Yeah, defensive indifference. All right. We don't have to be official up here.
Good. There's the reason why I never run Game Changer, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't ever want to touch that either. All right, here comes Lexi Iwema. This is where, as that one on the outside part of the plate, this is where I'm going to tell our producer today, Zach Sinelli, you have to hit that cough button over there just a little bit. But I'll ask you this as first game of the year. You've gotten to watch your daughter in so many different sports here at Lake Central. She didn't play basketball this year, but played volleyball as well. What has that meant to you as a mom and a Lake Central athlete, having been on that state championship basketball team and so much success with Lake Central when you were an athlete?
Watching your kid compete is watching your kid compete is nerve-wracking as heck, and I think I may not be sitting up here anymore because I feel like that's bad luck right now, so I may be leaving you.
I told you if you need to take off, you are free to do so. Yeah. I appreciate you coming up here and
but to answer your question, to watch your kid compete is nerve-wracking as anything. I mean, you can't control how they do. It's being a coach and all that is hard because you want the kids to do well and you can't control what's going out there. And then being a parent is even worse. And My kid was a pitcher for a while. I'm thankful she's not anymore because I feel for all those pitcher parents.
Yeah, there's a lot of stress that goes into that one. This one on the outside part of the plate to Taylor Schaefer. So the count 2-0 on her. Yeah, I was watching when Lake Central baseball went to the state championship game. I had the pleasure of calling that one, and as a teacher of a lot of those young men that were competing out there, I felt the nerves to go along with that as well. I feel the nerves when I watch some of these kids, out here. I know when my dad first got into the broadcasting with me, he knew the family of Bryce Schaum from Munster. He knows that family very well.
Yeah.
So when he would go out there and compete, and Dad got to call one of his games, he felt, there was a different sense about that, being able to feel the emotions of that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's awesome to watch your kids. It's awesome to, I think every parent doesn't want to live through their child, but it's hard to watch them struggle. You want to take away all the pain and all the darkness. As I can't remember the TV show would say. I think it's I can't think of it as a Netflix show. It'll come to me later. But I mean, you have all these incredible athletes out here competing, and being the adult watching them compete is, now I understand why my parents would be so nervous for me. Now I get it.
Yep.
And then when your kid starts driving, goodness. All right, wait, we got full count here.
Full count here to
2
Schaefer.
outs. See if we can get on the board here at bottom of the first.
Kicking the pitch, fouled back to the
Nice
screen.
job
I will
hanging
say
in there.
I've been impressed so far. Both squads, really, the amount of contact it is. I mean, it's foul balls for the most part, but there has been some contact, and I was kind of thinking just 1 up, 1 down, 3 up, 3 down every inning, and that's not how it's battled here the first inning. I mean, Munster had some good takes and some good fouls off of such, and Lake Central putting a little something together here. This one line into left center. It'll touch down for a hit. 1 run is in. Here comes another, and it's 2-0 Lake Central off the bat of Taylor Schaefer. So 2 runs come around to score.
We got Tegan Tripp stepping in the plate now, another junior first baseman.
Yep, Tegan Tripp, and doing a little research on a lot of these players, and a lot of the Munster players have this as well. The exit velocity off of the bat, we're talking over 80 miles an hour off the bat, and I feel like, that's just an improvement. One, I think it's a testament to how much training these players put into their craft, but how improved these bats have gotten
Oh my goodness.
well.
The technology now from where it was 10, 15, 20 years ago is amazing.
That one misses to Tripp. I believe the count is 2-0. I didn't say quote me. I just said I believe. Yeah, the umpire will let us know.
Sometimes.
This one popped up. We'll get out of
2-1.
play. Another thing when you look up and down this Lake Central lineup, don't want to give all my nuggets away here in the first inning, but virtually everyone in this lineup has at least announced on their social media that they have committed to some type of post-high school college play that they're going to be doing, which is impressive for a program to have that many teams or that many players that are committed to playing after high school as well.
1 ball, 2 strikes here now.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 away. See, I told you.
Don't quote you.
Yeah, don't quote me. This one lifted high in the air,
That's
deep
gone.
left field. This one going, and it is out of here. Tegan Tripp takes a trip around the bases with a 2-run home run. Makes it 4-0 Lake Central in the first.
Did a nice job on that ball.
Well, Lake Central has rudely welcomed Allie Compton to the circle.
Up the bat, number 11, Izzy Kolinsky.
So Izzy Kolinsky, the catcher, will step in. This one
right
back
up the middle.
up the middle.
A nice play by short, and got her out at
That'll
first.
be Mason to make the play for the final out of the inning, but not before Lake Central puts 4 across the board. We go to the second inning. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Munster 0.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner back here at Lake Central. Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 50 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. First pitch into CC Mason. Misses for ball 1. So we've got a 1-1 count here on Mason to start the top of the second inning. Appreciate Mrs. Iwema, Leslie Iwema, stopping by for an inning. This one popped up. This will get out of play. I figured I was some Zaxxon Elliott stuck with me here now. I was coming in knowing I was going to be working solo today, which I'm okay with. Did it in that whole Cal Ripken World Series. And I saw her up there. I said, hey, you interested in coming up and giving a little commentary? She would know. She's a phenomenal athlete herself. This pitch is outside for Mason. Already in the 8 games here this season, hitting .333, a couple of doubles. She's stolen a couple bases as well, so Such does not want to put her on base. 2-1 the count to her. Kicks and fires this one in the air, left center. But it's going to stay on the infield. Wynn knocking that one down a little bit. Schaefer making that catch at shortstop. So out number 1.
Number 14, Haley O'Donnell.
So the sophomore Kaylee O'Donnell comes up here. Righty-righty matchup. Swing and a miss for O'Connell. Appreciate you tuning in. Opening day here for our spring coverage of high school baseball and softball. I know Lake Central baseball going on just to our right. Taking on the Lowell Red Devils. That game is also here on the Region Sports Network. This one, a little squib shot. Foul staying down the third base line, but gets behind the dish. And the 0-2 delivery on the way. Swing and a miss. 4th strikeout of the day for Maddie Such. I mentioned in that regular season matchup last year that he had 7 strikeouts against the Mustangs. A lot closer of a game. I believe that final was, I didn't write it down, but I believe that final was 3-1 last year between Lake Central and Munster. Munster trying to give every kind of piece a threat that they possibly could. We really weren't sure how much offense we'd endure here today because of how good the pitching matchup was. 0-1 here on Morgan Kindy. Hitting .353 on the year, looking for her first extra base knock if she can. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Kindy can get on. Irene Torres will be next. The rock back and the delivery, it pops up. That'll be ball number 1. And situations like this, not the worst thing in the world. You got a little bit of room to have a little wiggle room to make a pitch, maybe especially if you're kind of working on something, maybe you do it on there, on that particular pitch. And if it goes awry, it goes awry. Come back and get the strikeout. After that, 1, 2, 3, they go. We go to the bottom of the second. Lake Central up 4-0. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Ennigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Ennigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit Ennigenberg.com for more information, or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Ennigenberg Exteriors, restoring hope one project at a time.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Bottom of the second inning here between Lake Central and Munster. Lake Central up to a 4-0 lead. As Maddie Such gets out of the circle and into the batter's box. Count quickly 1-1 on her. 22 games last year at the plate. Hit .571. Not too shabby. Pitch missing outside for a ball. RBIs coming to Taylor Schaefer, a 2 RBI double, and then followed up with a 2-run home run by Tegan Tripp in that first inning. So Allie Compton looking to kind of close things down here in the second. That pitch, a nice breaking ball out to Torres. 2-2, the count to Maddie Such. Again, just a sophomore in that lineup. This one hit back to the screen. And then Maura Folly will be the next hitter, followed by Kate Renshin. They are your scheduled hitters here in the second inning. Happy to get the season underway. That one comes outside, despite the overcast skies and the chilly temperatures. That's just kind of what we expect for baseball and softball here in Northwest Indiana this time of year. We accept it. Next pitch on the ground. This is going to be a fair ball down the left field line past first base. So it's going to be a single for Maddie Such. They definitely had a little bit of a spin on it. At one point I thought it was a foul ball, but the home plate umpire called it a fair ball. And we're going to have a courtesy runner here. And for Lake Central, that will be Peyton Martin running out there. Peyton Martin.
Courtesy runner, number 12, Ace Martin.
Our umpires for today, I forgot to mention those guys. A very important part of the game is Fred and Robert Schub. Looks like Fred is behind the plate today. Great crew on hand there. So, Folly will jump into the batter's box here. Takes the first pitch for a strike from the left side. Hit .650 last year in 27 games. Had a couple of doubles. She's ready to jump back into that box and ready to go. The 1-0. Runner goes. This one popped up. We'll get into the stands. Can't really say they're souvenirs here at the high school level. They have to return the balls, so you don't get to keep anything. You might be able to get a free pack of gum or something, or you probably don't want an ice cream cone today, but that might be a little Cup of hot chocolate, maybe. Pitch misses outside. Runner's thinking about going over there. That's Martin. I can tell that wind is just whipping. I can see the American flag off to our left. It is just whipping right now from right to left. Swing and a miss on that one. That'll be the second strikeout of the day for Compton.
Up to bat, number 19, Kate Renton.
So the senior, Kate Renton, digs in here from the left side. Already had her at bat. This one down to second. They get her on the tag. Martin didn't agree with it. 2-6 on the putout. Nice play there for Wendlinger. Not someone you want to run on. So Wendlinger gets the second out of the inning. So now trying to get a runner in scoring position. Now Renton just trying to get on base. Takes that pitch outside. So 2-0. Renton has committed to Northwestern. Had 19 extra base hits a season ago, looking for her first knock here of the 2025 campaign. That one, it will be on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Pitch to Renton, this time low. So 3-1 the count here on Kate Renton. As I mentioned, from that left side of the batter's box. Thought about checking that swing, but she gets called for the strike. So she'll come back and get another opportunity here. 2 away in the inning, though. Infield ready. Misses just outside. That'll be a 2-out walk issued to Renton. Here comes Van Vossen. Already her second plate appearance of the day. Took the lead or took the walk last time up. Shows bunt, pulls the bat back, runs down to second. Do they get her again? No, they say the tag not applied in time this time. Really nice play again by Wendlinger, though, to get that ball thrown down there. I thought it was just in time. Mason trying to get that tag on there, trying to get the legs if she could. But Renton just beats it out. So her first stolen base of the year. So when ticketed down the left field line, it will get out of play into the bullpen. Okay, don't forget, we got some awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. We got the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Proud to recognize superheroes on the diamond. And then we've got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374, and we'll have the Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game. Stay with us after. So we'll name that Ironworkers Play of the Game. 395 for the Ironworkers. Find out how you can become a Union Ironworker. Visit ironworkers395.com. This one ticketed foul by Van Vossen. So Lake Central, 4 runs on 4 hits, trying to get a little bit more here. That runner in scoring position for Van Vossen. This one foul behind us. Van Vossen was one of those runners scampering around the bases, coming on home on that RBI, 2 RBI single from Schaefer. Here's the 2-2. Again, foul. This one will end up in someone's yard over there. Zach, I'm not sure of too many locations around Northwest Indiana where the field literally butts up against people's yards like it does here at Lake Central. I've already said if I owned one of those homes, I'd be the first one out there every home softball game grilling burgers. I mean, I know they have the concession stands here, but I'd be working with Lake Central and trying to figure out something going here. This one laced right back up the middle, just over the head of Allie Compton, and it'll be an RBI single. Runner going to advance down to second on the throw home. So it is 5-0 Lake Central on the RBI single from Michaela Van Vossen, who scoots down to second on the throw home.
Number 27, Jesse Del Toro.
Lake Central now 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position today as Jesse Del Toro digs here with another opportunity. This one going to hit the pavement, just stays into the confines of Lake Central. Now, I have been here at a few games, Zach, where, yes, indeed, the concession stands will be grilling burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that, but like it's a tradition, you got to have a dog at the ball game. So Del Toro will dig back in there. She had a single her last time up. Rocks and fires. This one coming a little high and tight. We got 2-1 the count here for Del Toro. That one over the heart of the plate for a called strike. And when coming upstairs, to mention how Munster 7-1 early on in the year, had a phenomenal tournament down in Tennessee, getting to advance to 6-0. And then played a couple of games up at their own park. Only losses to the Crown Point Bulldogs. This one fouled away. Yeah, asking Leslie Iwema earlier about that. Not too often. I know we've seen where the numbers are a little bit askew because one team plays maybe a game or two more than other teams. I mean, look at the Major League Baseball season. The Cubs and the Dodgers had to play 2 extra games before everybody else got started. But to play 8 games, pretty impressive. And maybe that's just more of a norm around the rest of the teams here in Indiana. Maybe a lot more teams played, and I just didn't realize it. But they have that kind of a advantage over a team having those live ABs and seeing live pitching and getting out there. So Lexi Iwema comes up here. 2 on, 2 out. One already in here in the second inning. That pitch misses. 4-1. See, now that wind has changed direction a little bit. Still kind of whipping right to left a little bit, but more from center to home now. Fouled back to the screen. Almost a catch off the carom there. And the 0-1. That one misses outside. 2-1, excuse me. 2-1 the count. Mentioned Iwema. She was a 3-sport athlete here at Lake Central. Decided not to play basketball this past year. Popped up, foul. Will get out of play. But a phenomenal volleyball player in her own right. She'll be attending Indiana in a couple of years. Junior in this lineup. 16 extra base hits this year. 2-2. Breaking ball missing on the outside. So races the count to full here, 3-2. So runners will be going with 2 outs. Gotta be careful with this hitter here. Compton deals. And it's outside 4-4. So that loads the bases here for Taylor Schaefer, who already has driven into. We're going to have a meeting in the circle. And be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. I know, Zach, you had a score of that baseball game over there. What's going on over at the defending state champions over there? Lake Central up 2-0 over the Lowell Red Devils right now. Bottom of the second as well. All right, so we're in the same spot. I'm fine. Having a little meeting with the home plate umpire. That's one of the things I love about the officials here in the IHSAA. There are so many, Fred Shue being one of them, that, so dedicated to this craft, and one of those individuals that just wants what's best for these athletes out here. So always strikes up a good conversation, a lot of fun to be had. I know people get on officials from time to time, and I get it when the calls go against your team. But I'd say 99% of the time, these guys and gals all get the calls right, whether we like it or not. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. The first pitch into Schaefer is a called strike. And Schaefer from the left side here. So one lifted in the air. Will it stay in play? Does not appear to be. Must have gone over the press box as well, because I could not hear, did not hear a thud above us. I know our producer, Zach Sinelli, has been looking closely to see if there's any of these torpedo bats used in any of these games here today. He's eyeing meticulously as this one fouled back as well. I'm not sure if the torpedo bat would be beneficial with these particular types of bats. What do you think? Distributing that weight, I don't think it would carry as much or have as much of an effect on these types of bats. That one low. So a ball and 2 strikes here on Schaefer, looking to do a little bit more damage. Already 5-0 Lake Central here in the bottom of the second inning. Kicks and fires. This one lifted and back into the yard. So we'll do it again. I don't have the exact pitch count here. That number continues to climb through these first 1 2/3 innings, technically. 1 2/3 plus. As you can tell, the temperatures are starting to drop out there. More and more people entering the press box. They're getting they're getting out of the cold. Two and two the count here, 2 away. Schaefer, I mentioned, trying to do a little bit more damage here for the Indians. Munster trying to get out of this one with minimal damage. This one popped up left side. Will it stay in the yard? It will not, as it bounced just over that fence, I believe, and then ricocheted out towards the fence that divides the yards of the neighborhood here next to Lake Central and the actual border for Lake Central. So we'll do it again. A long battle means that Schaefer gets to see a lot of pitches. A lot of times the hitter benefits from the more pitches they see, the more likely they are to do some damage. So if Compton's got something she's been hiding, this is a good time to use it. Another 2-2. That one comes upstairs, so nowhere to put Schaefer. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Here's the payoff pitch. This one ticketed out to left, and it will fall foul. We'll do it again. And the runner's already having to run across a couple of times here now. And gives little words of encouragement. I know the team got to take a trip over the spring break together. Got to visit the great city of Chicago. Yeah, the team photo posted on social media of them in front of the famous Chicago Bean. Always a good opportunity to bond with your team when you get to go on trips like that. We got to start doing that with the Region Sports more often. What do you think, Zach? Do a little trips out somewhere? Another payoff pitch. Oh, called strike 3 on the outer part of the plate. And Compton gets out of it with minimal damage. Only 1 run in the bottom of the second inning. It's 5-0 Lake Central as we head to the 3rd inning. You're watching Game 9 of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Hey, welcome back. We go to the top of the 3rd inning here at Lake Central. If you're a Lake Central fan, the news is good. If you're a Munster fan, get ready. 3rd inning. Coming up here, bottom 3 in the order for the Mustangs, Torres, Marlowe, and Munoz. And they're turning it back to the top. Don't forget to visit regionsports.com, Facebook/RegionSportsNation, and Instagram for this week's Powering Indiana Peak Performers, presented by NECA IBEW, Powering Indiana of Lake County. Powering Indiana, a subsidiary of Powering America consisting of craftsmen from the International Brotherhood of Electricians and their signatory contractors. Visit poweringindiana.org to find out more. It's that wind continuing to just whip towards home plate. Going low from Such. Got Zach Sinelli working the production today. Thomas Marsh working the camera out in the elements, and that wind blowing right into his face. So he's doing all the hard work out there today. Right down Main Street for a called strike. It'll make the count 3-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Torres trying to be the first base runner for the Mustangs through these first 2 innings. Maddie Such says no. Her 6th strikeout already of the day. As Maddie Marlowe comes to the dish now. This one bunted down the first base line, but it will roll foul. Taking a little peek at the crowd here. Pretty decent-sized crowd on hand here for Lake Central Munster. It always draws a good crowd. 2 rivals. One coming inside, but called a strike on the inside part of the plate. Marlowe hitting .417 early on here in the season through 7 games. And the 0-2. That one's low. 1-2 the count. See some teachers from both schools in the stands here. Always love to see the staff from either school coming and supporting their students. This one on the ground, it'll be thrown to first, and it will not be in time. So a 1-out single for Maddie Marlowe out to right. So the first base runner of the day for the Mustangs, trying to get something going momentum-wise on their side as Munoz comes up here, left fielder today for Lake Central, and we'll have a meeting inside the circle. Just as a reminder, we got those awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. I'm going to be referring to Zach Zanelli's help for some of these award winners today. I know he loves awarding people awards. It's his favorite part about the gig. If he could just name awards and not do anything else, I think that's what he would do. What do you think, Zach? Yeah? Okay. I think that's less stressful than what you do over there. I don't know. Working with that production truck over there, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how any of you guys do it. Of course, they all look at me like, oh, it's easy. No, there's a lot of buttons over there. Again, Munoz will jump in here. Again, those awards we're going to hand out. The Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. The Crowd Company's proud to recognize the superheroes on the softball diamond. We've got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. And then we've got the Ironworkers 395 Play of the game. This one fouled off of Kalinsky. So Ironworkers 395. For more information on the apprenticeship program, check out ironworkers395.com. By the way, defensively for Lake Central, I'm not sure if I got that in earlier. Foley, Iwema, and Del Toro from left to right in the outfield. Wrenchin and Schaefer on the left side of the infield. Van Vossen and Tripp on the right side. This one bunted back to the screen. That Kalinsky will gather up there behind the dish. So the fans trying to move around, mill about here at Lake Central, trying to get warm. That wind has just really kind of picked up here, and that's going to be a called strike 3 on the outer part of the plate. Third strikeout of the looking variety for Maddie Such today. 7th strikeout overall as Mia Almagar jumps in as the leadoff hitter for the Mustangs. She's one of the first strikeout victims of the day against Maddie Such. She's not alone. She's got 6 other teammates with her on that front. But the freshman in this Munster lineup getting the experience to play at the varsity level against a ranked team here in the state of Indiana. That pitch called a strike on Almagar. I was talking with Leslie Iwema at the very start of this game. We were talking about the preseason polls, and Lake Central was up to 3, and then before you know it, without even playing a game, they had dropped to 4th after some teams got to play over that spring break time. Did that come in and hit Almagar? She definitely didn't. She didn't sell that. She definitely seemed like she hit it off, but she's going to take her base if the umpire says take your base. I think they're going to appeal. The Shubes will check together here. I've never really seen that. Whether it did or not, I'm not there. Are they saying foul ball? So it looks like they are trying to appeal, and it looks like they are going to send her back to the plate. Yeah, that was a weird situation where she definitely didn't sell it as if it was a hit by pitch. But the umpire said, I believe you got hit, ma'am. You go ahead and take your base. And, of course, as the base runner, you are never going to deny that opportunity. Although some people, I'm sure, no, I want to hit. Like, it didn't hit me. I'm fine. But it may have caught a piece of her on the foul potentially, because definitely shaken up a little bit. There is something that doesn't feel good or feel right, and on a day like this, it probably just feels even worse just because of the fact that the wind is nasty. The feel-like temperature in the upper 30s here in St. John today. So they're having another conference here. It looked like they were trying to just give Almagar a little bit of time to shake off whatever wasn't feeling good. I mean, as soon as they fouled that one off, it might have been, you know what it might be, is just a little bit of a stinger on the hands, hit the wrong part of the bat, and just give that weird, little vibration that goes to the bat, and definitely is not a comfortable feeling, especially on a day like this. So probably just shaking up on that front, so having a conversation about that, getting a little bit of feeling back in those hands. Yeah, I'm guessing it probably hit a weird spot, and that's why the home plate umpire said he thought it was a hit by pitch, because it may have even hit the... So 1-2 the count here. So all the fielders trying to take some liberties and jumps to try to stay warm here. A lot of people thought that could have been one. Close to the outer edge of the plate, but called ball 2. Thomas Marsh out there is wanting this inning to end so he can come inside for a little while. 2-2. Hit foul and went straight down, almost looking for the on-deck hitter over there. Caroline Wendlinger. And another 2-2 on the way. Popped up. This one might get out of play as well. Yep, sure does. Just outside. And we'll do it again. 2-2 here to Almagar. That one missing outside and up. So the freshman working a really good at bat here. He was extended a little bit because of the, we'll say, injury. Chokes up a little bit on the bat. Here is the 3-2. This one ticketed out left center. Foley camping underneath it, slapping the leather together and making the catch out in left. We go to the bottom of the third. Lake Central up 5-0. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Lake Central up 5-0. Part of the reason why it's 5-0 is because of the 2-run home run by Tegan Tripp. That's who's up at the plate right now. And I'm not sure if any changes have been made. I know Coach Perez was having a lengthy discussion with the home plate umpire about something. I thought maybe it was because of players warming up in the outfield. And you see the Munster team kind of looked like they were doing jumping jacks out there just to stay warm. But these kind of lengthy delays make it challenging for the fielders who are just trying to stay loose and stay warm in this. This kind of situation stinks for someone like Allie Compton, who's really wanting to just stay warm so that way she can keep her arm loose here. Because on a day like this, it'll lock up pretty quick. So I don't know the extent of any changes that were made. I know we've got some, if any changes at all. Now, some people are wearing sweaters now, it looks like. As Tegan Tripp digs in here. Hit a 2-run home run, her first at bat of the 2025 season. How do you follow up with that? Virginia Tech commit. Count goes 2-0 to Tegan here. Limited time in varsity play last year as she rips this one down the left field line, but it'll be foul. Only 14 games at the varsity level last year. When she was here, she definitely did some damage. 3 extra base hits, drove in 4. Hit .348. She's batting 1,000 right now. 1 for 1, driving in 2 with an extra base hit. It's like a young Zaxanelli back in the day. Hitting tanks. 2-1. This one chopped on the ground. Third base. O'Connell across the diamond for out number 1. Let's see, that was more like me. Just slow roller, trying to stretch it out if I can. Nope. Izzy Kalinsky comes up here, the Dayton commit. Grounded out to short her last time up. Looking to do something here in this inning. That gets away. 4 ball number 1. That one on the outer part of the plate for a strike. So 0-2 quickly. I'm sorry, 1-1. I beg your pardon. 1-1. Again, the fielders all trying to do some type of interpretive dance. As this one lined it off the glove of O'Connell. And that's going to be an E5 to reach for Kalinsky. I'm ruling it an E5. The official scorer can rule whatever she feels necessary. I mean, it was in the glove and popped right out. And I believe we're going to have a courtesy runner here. I'll wait to see the number. And I believe that's going to be Maddie Wainwright to run. So the courtesy runner on at first now. As Maddie Such will take her second plate appearance of the day. Got a single her first time up. Bunts, hits it foul. Swing and a miss for Such. To the count here to the pitcher. Pitcher-pitcher matchup here. This one popped up. It'll get out of play. Look out, Thomas. He was on it. He was tracking it. He was watching. We're getting worried about him over there. He's He's feeling the elements out there. He said if it's warmer out, he makes that play. Please do not jump over the railings. Stay inside the ride at all times. 0-2 here to Such. Setting up outside, thought about swinging at it, didn't like it. Takes it for ball one. Check on the appeal, no swing. Compton trying to limit the traffic here for Lake Central. Popped up, left side. Playable out in left and caught. Out and left by Munoz. So Mora Folly will step in here from that left side with 2 strikes. I'm sorry, with a strikeout her last time up. I beg your pardon. Swing and a miss for strike number 1. The 0-1 count. This one just off the edge of the plate. Tell these players are all definitely struggling. I'm watching even fans walking around with their blankets on, and temperatures are diving quickly here in St. John. This one lifted foul. This gets just past the dugout. Tell you what, whoever that fan is sitting there curled up in the big blanket, they didn't budge. They are cocooned in that blanket over there. I'm not sure if they even saw the ball come near them. I'm sure they heard it when it hit the bottom of their chair, but didn't even budge. Might be frozen to it. I don't know. And that's called strike 3 on the outer edge of the plate. And we go to the 4th. Lake Central still up 5-0. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual card, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hey, welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Munster trying to get on the board here. And sophomore Maddie Such. This one popped up, will be playable. Tegan Tripp in foul territory makes the catch on the first pitch of the inning. It was Caroline Wendlinger. Took that one, trying to be maybe a little bit more aggressive. We'll see how this inning plays out here as Allie Compton comes up here. Only the second plate appearances for the Mustangs now. This one comes inside. It'll be a ball. Did check her swing. Compton also playing varsity volleyball and varsity wrestling as well. Pretty impressive. That one comes inside. So I'm guessing if you come in and hit her and she goes to charge the mound, that's someone I want to be grappled with at that particular time. Fairly new addition to the IHSAA is officially girls wrestling. always been able to, but now they have their own separate classes and everything for that, which is always fun to see. We mentioned last year, 15 home runs broke the record for a single season, 15 in a year. It was third best in the state, by the way. And we mentioned how Munster's already 7-1. She's already got 6. So she is well on her way. Still a long season to go. Next pitch fouled right back to the screen. So count runs full with with 1 away here in this 4th inning. Such checking on what she wants to throw here. She's got it. Rocks back, fires. Called strike 3 on the outer edge of the plate. On the inner edge of the plate. And that is the 8th strikeout of the day for Maddie Such. That is her 4th caught looking of the year as well. This one on the ground, this will be foul on the left side. I know Zach doesn't have a headset on, but I was here one time for a game, Zach, and I watched a 14 strikeout performance, Lake Central versus Crown Point. And the really fun thing about that was not only just the terrific performance, it was Peyton Pepkowski, by the way, for Lake Central that pitched that 14 strikeout game, but it came after I had just called a Munster Andrean baseball game where the pitcher for Munster had also pitched a 14 strikeout game. Not often you get to call and witness 2 14 strikeout games back to back. This pitch upstairs. I mentioned the strikeout performance because Peyton Pepkowski, so had that 14 strikeout game for Lake Central, just eclipsed her career high, or now has a record of 600 strikeouts over at Loyola Chicago. Pretty impressive for the standout athlete. Over 600 career strikeouts. That's something in softball. So Maddie Such back in the circle here. CC Mason looking for a knock here. Trying to get something going for the Mustangs here with 2 outs. Rolled foul down the first baseline. Kind of checking swings, making Maddie work a little bit here in this 4th. Here comes a 1-2. This one will be foul and out of play. And into the forest trees over there in that backyard. It did ricochet its way down. And the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 9 strikeouts so far for Maddie Such. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, you're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man.
Crown Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Bottom of the fourth inning. Lake Central up 5-0 here. Looking to tack on some more. Leading off will be Kate Renshin. Already her third plate appearance of the day. That one in there for a strike to the senior batting leadoff. Wanted to confirm before I told this story. We talked about Lake Central alum Peyton Pepkowski eclipsing 600 career strikeouts. Fun opportunity for the Munster Mustangs. They, as we mentioned, took that trip down to Tennessee, down to the Southern Warrior Classic, went 6-0. And while they were there, they got to stop and watch their alumnus, Charles Lorenz, play for Western Kentucky. You talk about those opportunities to bond with your team. Really cool opportunities. Go down to Tennessee for a few days. Especially, it's even more fun when you get to win all those games. This one lined and hits Compton right in the midsection. Throw over to first is in time. Holy cow. 1-5-3 on the putout. And everyone's going to go check to make sure that Compton is okay. She took that one right on the side. Looked like it may have gotten that upper thigh area. Do we have a replay of that, Zach? You know, I was saying all these nice things about you earlier, then you can't even get a simple replay. What are we doing here? Oh. You know, we don't need to see line drives anyway. That's not a fun thing to rewatch. Appears to be okay. Glad she's okay. Could have been 1-5-3, or it was 1-5-3 on that putout. Nice opportunity for the Mustangs to get that first out. Michaela Van Vossen steps in from that left side. This one laced down the left field line. This will get out of play, though. It's the fans milling about the concession stands. See, they were listening, Zach, and they were listening to mention of burgers and hot dogs. They thought maybe there were some in the concession stand. That's what it was. Or they're all waiting for hot chocolate to get brewed, one of the two. This one on the ground. One hopper to short. For out number 2. Mason able to gather and collect there. Make a fine play. So here comes Jesse Del Toro now. Just 1 for 1 on the day. Singled and scored a run in the first, walk in the second. If she gets on, it'll be Lexi Iwema up next. 0-1 the count here to Del Toro. "13 extra base hits a season ago, driving in 18. That's why she gets this spot in the lineup. 3 spot. Again, going to those fans just beyond the bullpen out there and left. And we're missing inside to Del Toro. So 1-2 the count here with 2 away in the bottom of the 4th inning. And we do have those award winners we're going to hand out at the end of this one. This one laced into left center, but it's going to hold up in time for Munoz to get there to make the catch on the run. Really nice play out there in left. We go to the 5th. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
And we welcome you back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Kaylee O'Connell leading things off with a single here in the fourth inning. And now Morgan Kindy coming up here. I wanted to feel the elements like Thomas is feeling out there. It's not fun. I'm cooped up here in the press box with you, Zach. Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Kindy. Maddie Such still dealing inside the circle for Lake Central. Rocks and fires. That one comes up. Ball gets away. Runner advances down to second. You going pass ball or wild pitch on that one? I'm going wild pitch. What do you think? Yeah? Okay. Wild pitch on that one. Depends who you sit next to. When I sit next to a pitcher, it's a pass ball. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 10 on the day for Maddie Such. So 1 on 1 out here in the top of the fifth inning as Torres, the right fielder, comes up here. We've got time called by somebody over on the Lake Central side, it appeared. And delivers the first pitch, missing inside for ball one. I'd imagine on a day like today, it's hard to keep command all that easily just because of the fact that, one, your body's cold, your temperatures are cold, the wind is whipping. So as you start to get loose a little bit, things probably start to move in directions you weren't thinking originally. Doesn't stop Mandy Such, though. Still pumping strikes here. 1-1 the count to Torres. The Munster's already played 8 games, as we've chronicled already. Torres is playing her third game of the season. Shows bunt, pulls it back. And everyone was running in on that one. Communication all over the place on this infield for Lake Central. Figuring out where they're going and covering on positions as the bunt over the head. Did it hit the bat? So I wasn't sure if it hit the bat or not. It looked like it came close. We'll wait to see what the official count is from home plate umpire. Does not signal, so I wasn't sure. That one comes in, that's a strike, so we'll call it strike 2. Sophomore in this lineup around a bunch of seniors. And that's called strike 3. And she doesn't care what way she gets it. She's fired up as Maddie Such to get these strikeouts. As Maddie Marlowe comes up here now. She singled her last time up. One of 2 base runners for Munster today. One of 2 hits for Munster on the day. Fouled back. It's out of play. Stay over here, Thomas. He wants to make those plays. I know he does. Such, that right foot on the rubber, kicks and fires, fouls back to the screen again, and it's 0-2 with 2 outs. Looking for strikeout number 12 here in the 5th. Got it. 12 strikeouts to retire the side here in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Lake Central up 5-0. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Ennigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Ennigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit Ennigenberg.com for more information, or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Ennigenberg Exteriors, restoring hope one project at a time.
We go to the bottom of the 5th here at Lake Central. Beautiful facilities here in St. John, Lake Central campus. Baseball field to our right and football field within sight here as I look to my right. JV fields off to the left. Concession stands, people mulling about. Good times. Opening day here at Lake Central. Lexi Iwema takes that one for a strike. Quickly 1-2 the count to her. Strikeout and walk for her on the day today. And Compton gets her on strikes again. 5th strikeout of the day for Allie Compton.
Number 23, Taylor Schaefer.
So here comes Schaefer. She had that big RBI, 2 RBI single to get the scoring party started for Lake Central in that first inning. And we do have a new pitcher. I apologize. We do have a new pitcher going for the Mustangs right now. I believe we're in number 14, so it's Kaylee O'Connell. Am I seeing that right? Number 14 pitching now in the circle. So Kaylee O'Connell now pitching for, after that line drive to Compton. So we'll look here. Try to take a peek at that number at third base. Is that Compton over there at third? Want to know to Schaefer here. In there for a strike. 2-1. The count to Schaefer. Again, mentioned 1 for 2 on the day. This one's going to be foul. The neighbors are going to have a lot of softballs to use for batting practice here in the future. Got time called at the plate. One misses outside. Yeah, I believe. Yep, it is now Compton over at third base now. And O'Connell in the circle. This one right back to O'Connell. She picks that one, throws across, and gets the out over at first base. So 2 away, 1-3 on the putout. Nice play from O'Connell there. Third plate appearance for Tegan Tripp on the day. Started off her season with a 2-run home run. Hard to follow that up. 1 for 2 on the day. Takes the first pitch, 4-1. So they're going to do some damage here with 2 outs. Comes inside, so 2-0. Got to be careful of this hitter here. We talked about some of the markings that I've seen over on different social media pages, telling us that there's a decent amount of players here that have pretty good exit velocity off of those bats, and you get near 80 when you start talking about Tegan Tripp. So when she connects on one, it flies. A lot of compliments written about her in that sense. When she crunches it, it goes a long way. And that's going to be a 2-out walk. Keeps the lineup moving. So Izzy Kalinsky.
Number 11, Izzy Kalinsky.
This one lays down the right field line. It'll get near the baseball field, but not into the field of play. That wind continues to whip right towards the press box. Near the home plate area as well. That one's called a strike on the outside part of the plate. Kalinsky grounded out and reached via an error in the third. That one's a strike. That'll retire the side. By the way, O'Connell coming in to pitch. Brought to you by Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers in the game today. Experienced roofing and siding contractors serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee. Visit them on the web at ebergexteriors.com. That's Berg with a U. ebergexteriors.com. We'll send it to break. We're going to the 6th. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at forajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4, ajobdoneright.com.
Well, welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. We go to the 6th inning here in St. John. Number 9 hitter, Liliana Munoz, to the dish. Munster's been able to get a couple of hits off of Maddie Such today, and this one fouled back to the screen. They made good contact, but trying to put something where the defense for Lake Central is not. Get a little bit of a rally going here. Down 5-0. And we were talking to Leslie Iwema early in the game mentioned that these two teams could meet each other in sectionals. They are in sectional number 1 together this year. Sectional number 1 for softball will be at Crown Point. It also includes, obviously, the Crown Point Bulldogs and then Hammond Central and the Morton Governors. And then my understanding, Assistant Athletic Director Jeff Sandor behind me, the winner of that sectional will host sectional number 2 in regionals. Does that sound right to you? Okay. That makes sense. One hosts odd years. The sectional 2 winner will host the even years. That makes sense. That seems too logical to be a thing for the IHSAA, though. 2-2 the count here to Munoz. We can try to get something going. Munster had their first leadoff hitter on last inning. Want to capitalize on that and get that same thing again here. This one lined right to the second baseman, Van Vossen, for out number 1. So put a piece of contact on it, but right at where the defense is for Lake Central. It's kind of been the story a little bit when contact is made for Munster so far. So back to the top of the lineup here. First pitch to Almaguer in there for a strike. Oh, and 1 the count here to the leadoff hitter. That one missing just outside. Actually, we do have a pinch hitter. We are checking that right now. Shahan is the pinch hitter, so it is not Almaguer, it is Shahan. Utility position player, junior for the Munster Mustangs. Trying to get something going here. This one foul tipped at the plate, and that'll be a strikeout for out number 2, strikeout number 13. So Wendlinger coming up now, 0 for 2 today for the Mustangs. First pitch. This one laced down the left field line, but it'll be foul. I have a note here that Wendlinger set the record for the most walks in program history last year. Going to take a hack at that one, trying to get something going for the Mustangs. So far this year, she's kind of played all over for the Mustangs. She's played at first, she's played at second, she's played at third, and she's played catcher. So if you're looking at the infield, just shortstop and pitcher. This one laced into left field for a base hit. Throw into second, not going to allow the runner to get there, so it's a hit with 2 outs here in the 6th. Allie Compton will come up here. And we'll have a courtesy runner at first as well. I believe that's number 34, Olivia Andreessen. So Compton digs in, 0 for 2 on the day. A couple of strikeouts looking to turn the chances around here. And the next offering to Compton here This one will get foul. Heading toward the baseball field. So ball and a strike here. Such checking to see what she wants. Rocks, backs, and fires the 1-1. That's in there for a strike. Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. This one on the ground, left side, scooped up and dropped by Schaefer at short. So that'll be an E6. So this will bring up CC Mason now, trying to get that lineup moving for the Mustangs. This is what they need. They need base runners. For those of you maybe just tuning in and maybe don't follow the high school sports, this one lifted down the left field line, hooking and getting out of play. Down that left field line, foul. So runners will head back. Andreessen back to second. Compton back to first. We'll have a little meeting inside the circle to go over some strategy and go over where they want to put the ball just in case it gets put into play. I was mentioning that if you don't follow a whole lot of high school sports in the high school level, baseball, softball, we only play 7 innings. So we're on the top of the 6th. It's getting late here for the Mustangs, but they've got 2 runners on, 2 outs. Here in the 6th with CC Mason, their cleanup hitter. Hitting .333 on the year coming into today. A couple of doubles. A double would be really good right here for the Mustangs. Trying to pop that one to left center. I don't know if our cameras can pick it up all that well, but again, I got to give credit to our home plate umpire, Fred Shue, making the girls laugh a little bit. You know, obviously they're out here in some unfortunate weather conditions in terms of temperature and wind and whatnot, but still trying to keep it lighthearted. And in some cases like this, maybe some of the moments get a little bit big for some young athletes, and the umpires and the referees can do their job and try to make it a little bit easier on them. I'm all for it. Deserve a lot of credit. Shows bunt, pulls bat back. This one low from Such. So the count goes to 1-2 here on Mason. Runners break this one back to the screen. So getting some contact on it, just trying to be able to put it where the defenders are. Bloop one out somewhere to get some runs going for the Mustangs. Suns begin to set here at Lake Central. It was already an overcast skies. This one lined right to the third baseman, Wrenchin, for out number 3. And retires to side. We go to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Lake Central. If you're an Indians fan, the score is positive, 5-0 off of 5 hits. And we've got a potential change in the lineup, maybe, as Tovar working with the home plate umpire. Coach Tovar trying to pick up the mask for the home plate umpire. He had left it behind. So she just hands it off to Wendlinger, and Maddie Wainwright will get the pinch hit here for Maddie Such. So just getting all the lineup changes, making sure everything's good in everyone's scorebook. That's where it matters the most, as long as the umpire's got it. I see some game changer going on down at just below us a little bit. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that, with your young athletes. For sure, I believe the JV matchup has ended between the two squads. I see some Munster players mulling about down here. So for Lake Central, Maddie Wainwright will lead things off. Takes the first pitch for a strike from O'Connell. We'll see another pinch hit or two. I believe the next pitcher will be Caitlin Strahler. But we'll wait to see officially here. That's called a strike on the outside part of the plate. So one on the ground, left side, picked up Mason across the diamond, step on the cushion for out number 1. And yes, it'll be Caitlin Strahler.
Number 32, Caitlin Strahler.
Apologies on that. Strahler, the hitter here. Digs in here. One away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lake Central leads at 5-0. First pitch in there for a strike. So, second pitch, excuse me. 1-1 the count. With one away. O'Connell coming in here and doing some damage. Starting that 5th inning. This one popped up back to the circle, and O'Connell's got it inside the circle. And now Kate Renshin will head back up into the leadoff hitter for Lake Central. That pitch misses just outside on Renshin. So 1-0 count here. Lake Central 5 runs on 5 hits. Munster 3 hits. Trying to still get on the board though. Already got a 7-1 record. If they can't come back, their 2 losses will be the Duneland Athletic Conference teams. But as we've seen around the region, rallies can happen. And the Mustangs out of the NCC will look to get that going. Pitch misses outside to Renshin, so 2-0 the count here. He's accidentally doing the fine work on production. Thomas Marsh out in the elements doing the camera for us. That one comes inside and gets the strike call in the inner part of the plate. Due up in the 7th for Munster. Supposed to be O'Connell, Kindy, and Torres. The scheduled hitters. We'll see if they throw anybody else out there as Renshin takes the 2-out walk. And now Van Vossen up here now. Van Vossen fouls that one back to the screen and straight down. That is a wicked carom. The 0-1 upstairs to Van Vossen. So evens the count at 1. Runner on first, 2 away, on the ground, and through on the right side for a hit. They go first to third on the base hit from Van Vossen, and Van Vossen creeping her way to second base. They're trying to get a rundown over at third there. The runner still caught down in between first and second. They throw home. The tag got her. So Wrenchin cut down at the plate, and she appears to be in some pain, but we will go to the 7th inning. You're watching Game 9 of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. We go top of the 7th, last at bats for the Mustangs. Got to score 5 runs to keep the train moving. So we only play 7 innings here at the high school level, in case you're just tuning in for the first time to a high school game. First off, where have you been? It's great stuff here at the high school level. Appreciate you tuning in. And, of course, you got one of the best rivalries in the area right here, Lake Central and Munster. This one popped up, and Tegan Tripp stays with it to make the catch in fair territory. So, one away here in the top of the 7th. Morgan Kindy, now your hitter. Lake Central's baseball has gone final. They have won 10-0 against the Lowell Red Devils. That one called a strike on Kindy. And is one of those rare occasions where the baseball game finishes before the softball game. They started roughly about the same time. Pitch misses outside on Kindy. 1-1 the count. That was a Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update for you. Such deals this one foul and out of play. Plenty of softballs used here today. Kicks and fires this one in there for a called strike 3. That is strikeout number 14 on the day for Maddie Such. And 2 away here in the 7th. Munster down to their final at bat, and it comes to the sophomore Irene Torres. First pitch in there for a called strike. Missing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm going to tell Zach Sinelli I don't think we need to take a break at the end of this one unless you want to. I can go right into awards. Your call. Okay. We have awards we're going to hand out. We got that Crowell Companies Lancherman Superhero of the Game to award. Strike 2 to Torres. We got the Boilermakers Local 375 Blue Collar Player of the Game. 374, and then the 395 Play of the Game brought to you by the Ironworkers 395. Fouled away, gets out of play. 1-2 to Torres. Down to their final strike are the Mustangs, trying to get something going here if they can with 2 away. Rallies have started like this. That one outside, so 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield going in, giving some words of encouragement to their pitcher, who's pitched a gem of a game so far today. Upstairs, count runs full. And the payoff pitch. Fouled away, gets out of play. Good way to battle here for Torres. Working a really good at bat. Trying to stay alive as long as possible. See if they can turn the lineup over. Marlowe awaits on deck. Payoff pitch. This one lined into center and caught by Iwema in center to end the game. Matty Such pitches a shutout victory against the Munster Mustangs. 5-0 your score. Lake Central improves to 1-0 on the season. And the Munster Mustangs fall to 7-2. We will go right into our awards. What a game. What a well-pitched effort here by both sides today. For our Crowell Companies Lancherman Superhero of the Game, we've got brought to you by the Crowell Companies. They are proud to have offices open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. We're going to go with Matty Such with that one today. Our Crowell Companies Lancherman Superhero of the Game. 14 strikeouts in this effort today. Going the distance, a complete game shutout. Not a bad way to start your season for the Lake Central Indians. Our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. I'm going to go with Allie Compton on this one. It pitched a great game as well. Gave up some runs early, but really kind of shut down the Lake Central offense after that second inning, putting up a bunch of zeros, then handed the ball off to O'Connell. But a really nice game by Compton. Even took a laser beam right off the leg there and stayed in the game after that hot shot right back to her. So really nice efforts by Allie Compton as well in this one. And then our Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, brought to you by Ironworkers Local 395. Find out how you can become a union ironworker. Visit ironworkers395.com. We're going to go all the way back to the first inning. Tegan Tripp taking a trip around the bases after a 2-run home run to put the Lake Central Indians up 4-0. But a 2-run bomb by Tegan Tripp is your Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game. Our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, our coordinating producer, Zach Miller, and our sports director, Mike Dewan. Your broadcast crew today, myself, Michael Brandner. We had Leslie Iwema joining us in the first inning, so thanks to her for helping out. We got Zach Sinelli and Thomas Marsh doing a great job on production and camera today. Doing a great job out there in the elements. And, of course, Zach working the buttons really well over there as well. Multitasking as always, doing so many different things over there. Big thanks to Jill Perez of Munster and Yvette Tovar of Lake Central, the coaches for both teams respectively, for helping us get ready for today's game. Appreciate everything that they've done. Of course, also Mike Schultz and Chris Enyart, the athletic directors for both schools. And, of course, you, the viewers, on Facebook, YouTube, regionsports.com, or wherever else you may be tuned in from. We thank you for joining us. This has been a production of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.